I'm feeling fun. Just give you a sneak peek into like the basics of like what I do. Podcast is done. So how do I come up with episodes, you ask? This is why I can't ever take out my phone. I'm so used to being stressed. Your job is to talk to your good friend. You are stressed even when you're having fun because you don't know what it's like. I'm so tired. I don't know why. I just like haven't been able to get enough sleep. Like there's never enough. I'm also on my period, so I think that's why. But it is Tuesday. Oh my god, I don't even know what day it is. I'm like so effed up from all the holiday Thanksgiving stuff, and we had our anniversary. So it is literally Wednesday, and I'm thinking it's like the beginning of the week. It feels like Monday to me. But kind of just woke up, did some of my self-care morning routine. I'm about to read my book. I'm finishing chapter 10, and my goal this quarter is to finish like a book every month. October and November was kind of fucked for me, so I'm finishing this book in the next week, like the next few days, and then I'm gonna try to cram in the 2 other books I was supposed to read this quarter in December. They're more like branding storytelling, so I'm kind of excited about those. I think I'm kind of done with this one, but I have to finish it. So today is a pretty busy day because I am filming a podcast today with my good friend and old talent manager. We were kind of just discussing some of the changes in the episode. I sent her the like outline really late. I sent it to her like a day before, so that was my bad. And so we're kind of discussing the changes, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of made me like, when my brain gets focused on something else, I get like very like, especially in the morning, I can't do that much technology or laptops or phones because once I get on it, like it's hard for me to detach. So it was a little bit of like a spazzy morning routine, but I'm trying to get back into like my reading, and then I'm gonna meditate. I have been off my routine for the past week, so I have not been doing my breathing, my meditation, and my journaling, and these days I actually feel the effects of when I don't do it, and I feel very scattered. So I'm gonna meditate. I'm also gonna wear my LED mask. I got it from a app called Flip, which basically I got it in my head, girl math, I got it for free, but technically I had to like buy something to get that for free, but like LED masks are like $300, so to me it was free. So I'm gonna wear that, do a little bit of pampering, and then I need to kind of hurry up because I woke up late because I'm so tired. I need to kind of hurry up because I'm gonna do like a little morning walk with Shaheen, and then I want to edit some YouTube videos and podcast stuff before my podcast call, which is at 11:30. We're gonna do it over Zoom because she lives in France. I'm really trying to have like a calm, relaxed day, even though I feel a little bit scattered. Like I'm trying to put that energy out. I wrote about that in the daily journal. This is like a typical day of like filming. I usually have to relax a lot before, and like kind of like not relax, but like have to do like very calming activities before and calming activities after, because my brain, again, when it gets stimulated, it gets stimulated, and it's really hard to come down. So I try to make sure that it's like a sandwich, like it's cushioned between relaxing things. So after I record with her, I'm going to do a Pilates workout, and I think that should wind me down. I'm gonna hate it because I hate winding down when I'm stimulated, but I have to do it so that I can actually get work done in the evening, because when we talk, and her and I were both kind of like, we're kind of nervous, like for some reason. We talk all the time, we talk forever, but like just the fact that it's a podcast, it makes it like so important. But I'm really trying to keep the podcast very like minimal, chill vibe. She's my first guest, so I'm also kind of nervous. I also have to like prep her and like get everything set up, so I'm thinking about like the production side of it too. But I'm really just trying to say like F all that, because like that's not what the podcast is about. Like I want it to be quality and I want it to be good, but it's really just about sharing reality, like real experiences. And I don't feel nervous, but obviously I am if I'm getting like anxious about little stuff. So it's like, maybe it's just the first time. And I think next time I will definitely send things in advance. It was just the holidays and I was a mess, but yeah, so I think everything will be fine. I feel like it's gonna be just like how we normally talk, and even if it's not super professional and outlined and organized, I think we will still always have a good conversation, because the reason I wanted to have the podcast with her is because of how good our conversations are. So This is our morning spot. We come here almost every morning, sit with our little drinky drinks, and we turn on the fire. She's a little slow to start this morning, but she's coming. It's so bright that you can barely see it. Yeah. Alrighty, we are back at my desk. I have my oatmeal. I am finishing up my chai latte, or it's not even really a latte, but I wanted to add a little fruit on my oatmeal, and I come to find out it's molded. That's the most annoying thing ever with fruit. It's like always molding, but it's T-minus 2.5 hours. I really actually don't know how to do that, like when people say T-minus whatever, but basically there's 2 hours until the podcast, 2.5 hours, and I'm just gonna try to get a little bit of editing done. If you guys are interested, I could do a whole video on like how we do our podcast, because we've done TikToks and everyone talks about how they're so helpful. So if you want like instructions on how to do an at-home podcast, or like film with people overseas, things like that, and how like I outline everything, more than happy to do that. But I'll just give you a sneak peek into like the basics of like what I do to prepare. I'm gonna do a little bit of editing, but I'm also gonna do a little bit of like episode prep. I'll show you my template, stuff like that, like what we're gonna talk about while I eat. But I am on Instagram right now. I'm doing my like daily stories. I do daily stories, but I've been really bad basically for the past few months about like uploading everything in real time. So usually what I do is I document my entire day, usually almost every day, and then I'll share the highlights or just share everything on my stories like a few days later. So I'm gonna share some stuff while I eat. First thing on the to-do list is to send my next guest, which is tomorrow. I'm filming another one tomorrow, I know, crazy. Send my next guest her outline, and then also fix up the outline for today's. And then I'm gonna edit the episode that's gonna come out on Saturday, and also edit some of my YouTube videos that I have coming up, which is gonna be Vlogmas, this stuff, and then some of my other scheduled content, that's like pre-scheduled content. I finished my Instagram stories. Do you ever just watch your Instagram stories after you do it? Because it's just so satisfying knowing it's up. And so I'm like, oh my god, look at me, I did do that today. Another thing is, now I'm gonna respond to my TikTok comments. This is not on my to-do list for today. I just like, I don't ever really have it on my to-do list, but sometimes I just get like, it's not even overwhelmed, because one, it takes like 2 seconds to respond to something, and two, it's not like I have like so much. I would say I have like more than I thought from my follower size. Like I thought that like somebody with my follower size on any of my platforms would have like 1 message a day. I am getting comments sometimes, and then they kind of come up once, and like I'm always on my phone, so I just like, I don't answer. But my brain works as in like, I need to answer right away, so I actually have to like stop myself from doing that, because that's not a good habit to like respond to things right away, even with Slack messages, emails, whatever. So I just kind of choose a time when I feel the happiest. I don't know if that's perfectionistic. Okay, so I'm editing the episode, and I thought I would kind of take you behind the scenes, show you a little bit of like what it looks like. So within my Notion, you know, my favorite platform ever, I have a page for my business and like all of my business ventures. And then in here, in my business page, I have the Get Paid to Live podcast page. It has its own separate, because it's not really, it's kind of its own separate venture in a way. But this is my like Notion homepage for the podcast. It looks kind of crazy because there's to-dos when you first like come into it, but basically I'm on this week, so I have all of these to-dos for the week. It's a lot, but I separate every to-do out, and then I have like resources here, and then this is the big like filming content calendar, like when the shorts, the clips, the YouTube videos, the podcast episodes come out, the editing, all that jazz. So it's like basically all planned out, but I just edit week to week. And then in here I have the episodes. I like keeping things in pages so it's not too cluttered. So this is Q4, and then in Q4 I have season 1, which is basically 6 episodes, and the first 3 have been filmed. First 2 technically have been uploaded. I say 2 because there was an episode 0, so 0 and 1 have been out, and then 2 is technically out, but I haven't gotten all the clips and stuff out yet. And then 3 will go out this Saturday. And then this is the episode that I'm filming for today, the one that I'm going to film for today, and this one's going to come out not this week but next week. And I basically write down notes, talking points, and then I put down like anything that comes to my mind. This is a really rough sketch, and this is kind of the template I use for every episode. You can see here I have like a template of like the description, the notes, talking points, and then like anything that I want to change on the description when I actually upload the podcast. So that's kind of how I do it for every episode. And right now I'm gonna go into Deborah's page and finish this up. And then I also have a template of like what I send the guests so they can see the outline and give me notes beforehand. So that's what I'm gonna do for my next guest, Thelia. I can show you her channel. Yeah, oh, we got another subscriber. Yay. So how do I come up with episodes, you ask? This weird thing has been happening where as I've been talking to people throughout my life, friends from college, friends online, people I meet, I'm usually inspired by something we say in the conversation or just something they're going through. And I don't usually have the guest or episode in mind. Prior to this happening, every episode, weirdly enough, has been inspired by a real conversation. Like something I've said to someone, something someone said to me, something that came up from both of us talking. Like it's kind of happened that way, and I like to keep it that way. So the outlines are usually stemming from one tagline. Like a long time ago, Deborah was telling me how she was kind of like obsessed with being an employee and like she was the worst manager she ever had. And then at another point we had another conversation where she feels almost like too free now. She doesn't really have structure. She kind of feels lost. And I thought the juxtaposition between both of those was really interesting, because I feel like that's what a lot of entrepreneurs go through, like quitting a job where they have so much structure and now it's like, great, I'm free, but what do I do? Like that's really scary. And she's kind of coming to an arc now where she's finding a solution. I feel like that's the perfect thing to talk about during the podcast episode. So once we like have the conversation, the idea comes, I jot down the tagline, and then over time I start adding points to it. If it keeps coming back up again, I'll get more ideas, and then I share the outline with them, and then we basically just talk organically. And the same thing happened with Delia. I haven't even told her this, but basically she said something to me on Instagram and I was like, oh my god, that's such a good idea for like an episode name. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish that, start editing, then I need to get ready. And I only have like an hour, so I need to hurry the F up. This is so real. I literally went on Instagram to look at the message that I sent Delia to get an idea, like jog my memory of like what she'd sent me that was so inspiring for her podcast episode, because I'm like outlining her episode now. And tell me why I went on Instagram literally 20 minutes ago to look at our Instagram messages, and I was scrolling and then I got off and I'm like, I should probably like get back to this outline, because you know I have 30 minutes till my podcast with Deborah. And I'm like, yep, I came on here to do something else and I ended up scrolling forever. So this is why I can't ever take out my phone. I don't think I'm gonna get to editing at all before this podcast, and that's fine. Leave it to me to have no time before getting ready. I'm getting ready. I have like literally 10 minutes, but I sent off the email to Thelia, and now I'm just gonna do a little bit of makeup, you know, try to look a little bit more put together. I think I'm gonna do a bun. I'm just gonna put on some concealer, tiny bit of makeup. I want to do a red lip. I've been like craving that with my gray sweater that I just got from Cotton On. Those are my last vlog. I'm using Merit, by the way. This is shade Amber, the best concealer foundation. I mean, I'm not gonna say the best, but one of the best I've had. Like, I feel like it matches my face, and in terms of it looking really natural, like I love how it looks like I'm not wearing makeup. Not that like makeup look bad or anything, but I feel like I'm normally dressed down, so it's nice when my makeup doesn't make that stand out anymore, if that makes sense. Like, it kind of goes with my vibe. And most days when I'm working from home, I don't want something super cakey. I don't want it to get on all of my stuff. I'm gonna do a little bronzer today just because I'm feeling fun. Something I was thinking about whenever I was just making the outline and like kind of feeling like, oh my god, I gotta hurry up and get ready for this. Like, one thing I realized, I'm so used to being stressed I'm like way too used to being stressed out or doing something I don't want to do. I feel like my whole life I've been working ever since I was like 16, which I love work. I don't mind it, so it's not necessarily like it's work, but I feel like I've always just been in situations where I'm doing stuff that there's a part where I don't like it. And I know that's like most of life, but I don't know, I kind of have this philosophy that like, why can't we like enjoy all of our day? Like, why do we always settle for like, yeah, I'm not gonna like it, you know, this much, or I'm not gonna like it sometimes. Like, yeah, it should be sometimes, in my opinion. It shouldn't be most of the time that there's something you don't like. And I feel like we have that like kind of settling mentality with jobs. We're like, yeah, you're not gonna like your job every day, but you should like it at least for 5 minutes every day. I don't like know the amount of time, like I don't have an exact, but I feel like it's kind of weird that we're like, yeah, you're not gonna like it. Like, then why would you do it? I don't get that, you know what I mean? Obviously you can't like every second of everything you do all the time, I get that, but generally I don't think it's unrealistic to say like, yeah, I want to be enjoying what I do every single day that I do it. Like, yeah, I don't like editing all the time, but every day when I come back to it fresh, I enjoy it. Like, there is such thing as burnout. There is such thing as like you're doing it too much. Like, you shouldn't work on something for, in my opinion, like longer than like 3 or 4 hours. But generally when I come back to it every day, I feel like it's not unreasonable to be like, yeah, I like doing this. Like, why else would you do it? Kind of like I like sleeping. It never gets boring. And I say all of that to say that I am so used to doing things that I don't want to do and like not liking my job that I feel like I get in a state of panic even with the work I give myself, which is like all fun. Like, I was like, oh my god, I gotta send this email. Oh my god, I gotta do this. Like, oh, I'm in a rush. Let me do this, let me do this, let me do that. Because I have this thing, I have this call with a really important person who's also like one of my good friends. Like, we have fun. Like, everything we do is fun. So like, I feel like I'm so used to not enjoying my day that when I'm enjoying it, I don't even know what that's supposed to feel like. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is not a stress. I have to like stop and be like, this is not actually not stressful at all. Like, it's not even that it's not stressful. It's actually fun. Like, your job is to talk to your good friend, but like, that's my job. And like, what the hell am I stressed about right now? You know what I mean? Like, that could just be me, but I feel like that's funny because that's literally what we're talking about today. Is like, we're so not used to the transition. Like, everyone, as in me, is always like, quit your job. But like, what does it actually look like? It looks like this, where you're so off mentally because you're so used to doing things you hate or being overworked or being stressed that you are stressed even when you're having fun, because you don't know what it's like. You don't know how to do it. And I was literally feeling that. Oh my god, I'm a mess. I have like 5 minutes. And it's like, yeah, what am I rushing for? This is my podcast. Who cares? Why am I rushing? Who gives a flip? This is fun. Shit. It's chill. I think that's just something we have to unlearn, you know? I'm gonna do a little bit of eyeliner. I usually never like, well, I hardly get dressed up for my podcast episodes. I hardly do that, but I want to do it today because I don't know, I'm feeling Christmassy and I really want to try this red lip. Or the first 30 minutes of our call, we're just gonna chat and like catch up and make sure we're like on the same page, and then we'll start the episode. So, okay. Oh, cool. My chapstick is right here. Okay, this is my ruby red I use from MAC. The only red I ever use. Oh, it's 11:30. I need to hurry up. Hey.
Oh.
You looking for me?
You haven't started yet?
No, I'm so late. Let me just sign on so I can tell her that I'm running late. Podcast is done. I use Riverside. It's this new platform that I got just to record easily, especially since like Google Meet doesn't have a lot of options. It doesn't have any option, I guess, for you to get this kind of view. And you can also edit in this platform and make like shorts and clips and stuff. So I might be keeping this for later. It's really cool. But this was the podcast. I'm starving, so I'm gonna take my spaghetti. We're gonna go on a walk. I'm always typically like so hungry after filming, and I need to like get some air, think less, chill. So I'm gonna go, and my battery's dying, so it's perfect time. I'm wearing red lipstick and it's literally everywhere. Look at here on this hand. It was on my other hand. It's on my keyboard. I look like an absolute wreck. I'm just gonna go do the dishes because I can't think straight right now. My brain is just like shutting down from all of the talking and stimulation. So listen to some music. Dishes are complete. Let's see. Let's go over to the sink. Look at her. She's a beauty. It's clear. It's clean. Those gloves, I think I'm gonna need to get new ones because they're kind of like breaking and I'm feeling water coming in them. So that defeats the purpose. Turn on some lights, some underhead lights over there. And I'm gonna turn on the Christmas tree because it's literally only 4 something and it's so dark. So I'm gonna plug this in. Look how cute. Look how cutie. Shaheen's PhD photos there for reasons that I don't know. I might turn on this light and then I need to remember always to turn on the patio lights that we have on our, you can't see it from here, but in our patio. So I'm gonna do that right now. My cleaning break was so helpful. It kind of got me back together mentally, and now I'm kind of hungry. I don't really have anything like I'm craving. I could go for popcorn, I guess, but I want like a salty snack. That's my leftover lobster roll. We have like onions, celery, lettuce, rice. I guess I could eat that. It's kind of random stuff, nothing like put together that I'm craving right now. I might just get a bowl of chips. I like to like munch on stuff while I'm editing. Not a great habit, but I could eat these. We're gonna go to my desk and we're gonna work on some of my vlog content, my YouTube video coming out hopefully tomorrow, and the podcast. Yeah, peeps, I'm still here. It's literally almost 7 and I just did as much as I could for the video that I have, the scheduled video coming out, supposed to be today, but it's probably gonna be tomorrow because I finished a rough cut and I looked for some music right now, added a few frills like subscribe buttons and stuff, like animation and stuff, and then tomorrow I'm gonna finish that up, probably do thumbnail and then get it ready for posting. And then right now I'm just gonna do a little bit of Vlogmas cutting for the Vlogmas that you're seeing this week. I'm gonna cut the first Vlogmas, just rough cut it, shouldn't take too much of my brain, and then I need to go to the gym probably around like 7:30 at the very least. I need to go to the gym and I'll come back, I'll shower and probably get into bed and do some more work like writing. I need to write my blog and I'm like putting it off, but I need to do it. Alrighty, I got a decent amount edited. I basically got this part cut up and then I need to edit this probably tomorrow. And then I have a bunch of B-roll clips like up here. These are my blue light glasses. I'm officially beat. I need to cross this off my to-do list with a little treat to myself, and then I need to put on my gym clothes and go to the gym because it's 7:33.